And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the group stage of LiuLi Cup 2024 Grand Finals Group A. We just wrapped up with our first match of the night. We just wrapped up with Reiner versus Oliveira, and now we have our second match of the night. We have Rogue versus GuMiho. Here we go, as we are jumping into game number one, and we'll soon. Jumping in. Oh my god. As we're a little bit zoomed in. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets and who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. Get your gamba going. As in the top left hand corner, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg. It is for Team Falcons, Rogue. And in the bottom right here, we have the South Korean Terran player, the reigning Home Zerg Cup champion. It is a GuMiho. Let's go. We have our Rogue, we have our GuMiho. And it looks like GuMiho going to be opening up 2-Ranks Reaper. This is an opener that we don't often see. I'll be honest, we don't often see 2-Ranks Reaper play anymore. GuMiho does mix it in every now and then. So great to see it once again. This used to be very prevalent in the meta a year ago at this point. Very, very prevalent, but no longer. Meanwhile, we do see Rogue scouting for proxies. The reason why he's scouting for proxies with that drone is because that drone is designed to move out, then dip back in for the third base to go for a gaseous opener. So a greedy move here by Rogue. This is something you can pull off here on maps like Abyssal Reef, maps like King's Cove, and Neon Violet Square as well. Because these maps are so large, you cut corners. You can cut as many corners as possible here, and Rogue is doing so in not taking any gases. So he's playing gases. Meanwhile, GuMiho, it's going to be on him to punish this greed here by Rogue. And going 2-Ranks Reaper, I do kind of like GuMiho's position here. I think he has a lot of potential to wreak havoc. We'll see what he can do. As a reminder, because Rogue did open gasless, that means no link speed. That means that these Reapers, they're in no real danger of going down. They head towards the middle line. The Queen is not out. There are some links popping out though, just in time. Forcing out a Spore. Reaper does back up. But yes, as is being pointed out in the chat, as we've seen as well, I mean, shout out to the production team for actually providing the player cams. But yes, Rogue, it looks like, hopefully he's okay. I'm not too sure what happened, but, you know, maybe like had assist or something, or something else did occur, but maybe something, I'm hoping for something minor, but is playing with one eye. So his depth perception, it's gonna be a little bit impacted, I'm sure. The Reapers, they're closer than they seem. Oh no, not like this. As Reapers, they do dip into the main. So far, links are keeping up. We have more links on the horizon here, and oh, we do have a little bit of latency. Hopefully everything's okay. As a reminder, we are casting from a clean feed. Oh, we're back. We're back for a little bit. But again, as a reminder, we do cast events like this, events like Massive Coliseum, all via a clean feed. The way that the feed works is it is routed through a VPN, as you can imagine, as of course the organizers and observers are based in China. And hopefully things do stabilize. If the clean feed becomes too unwatchable, then we will try to get in game. At least for the remainder of the series. As Reapers, they rotate, they shut down most of the links. And links are being cleaned up. Okay, we're stabilizing. Whew. Okay, we're good. The GuMiho is still active. As a reminder, still no gases. Or I should say, just a low gas income. Link speed has just now begun. Do you have Rogue harassing across the map, getting onto the third base? Attempting to delay. I'm a little bit shocked that GuMiho got his third base on location. That is crazy. Very greedy by GuMiho. Reapers denied access to the main. Gonna be forced back. And Rogue, he does defend. He does hold, he does defend. And does at least delay the command center across the map. Reapers poking back in. Does rotate once again. We just see Rogue maxing out more links here. Link speed is almost done, and soon Rogue can finally chase down and clean up these Reapers. It'll happen here in 10 seconds as Link Speed is just now finally finishing up. GuMiho, his reign of terror here is about to come to an end. Back at home, he's getting his third base up and running, massing up more Marines. Lings, they go for a counterattack. Oh, and are there enough Marines to hold on? Lings, they get a decent setup here. They surround a handful of those Marines. Reinforcements have arrived. Nice stutter stepping, and GuMiho, he holds. Does hold on. I assumed the Lings were going to be surrounding the Reapers, but no, they went for a counterattack instead, and that was not quite worth it. But more Lings have arrived. They do deny the third, but they cannot push into the main. Not like this. Reapers, they do get across the map. Going for another counterattack, trying to force Rogue back home. Reapers get spotted. Rogue, he does turn around. And how many workers can GuMiho get? The boys are being pulled. Drones are going down. Rogue, he's out of position. It's going to be 4 drone kills. The Evo chambers, though, the Reapers, they get locked in. They are locked in. 5 drone kills, not bad. Considering that Reapers, they don't really scale too well into a longer game state. And they were going to go down regardless. Not bad. Not a bad trade here from GuMiho whatsoever. Now, again, expanding here on the low ground is still just a very bold move out of GuMiho, and it's not too easy to defend. It's a lot more wide open compared to the linear, compared to the triangular third base. So it is a lot more exposed. Hold on, I'm going to be logging in. I will say the connectivity was fine for the first series, but here, at least in game 1, it's struggling. As GuMiho, he does gain map presence. He's got combat shields. He has stim. Once again, Rogue threatening a counterattack. And GuMiho, he doesn't flinch. Bearing in mind there are no Banelings. No Banelings to defend. Denies the expansion. Rogue trying to catch reinforcements. GuMiho pushing into the natural. Oh god, and the position here is brutal. The Lings, they do nothing. The boys being pulled as well. And GuMiho, can he just go for the kill? As Lings, they try to engage. Eventually, they will clean this up. But the efficiency is insane. GuMiho shuts down most of the Lings. Does pull away. 75 Lings for 21 Marines. Oh my god. Crazy. And GuMiho, he can just keep trading and just keep going. And he can just snowball out of control from here. Ay, ay, ay. This tank shot's going to be going up. Again, Rogi's pinned against the wall. Bailey's speed still not quite done. Tries to come in from behind, but nice spread, and GG gets called. GuMiho, he does snowball out of control. He does take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. With that, does take a lead. As we will be joining for the next game. So we got you, we got you. We do have you just setting things up. Yeah. So we are going to be joining for the remainder of this series. We might just join and go in game for the rest of the night's broadcast. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how stable or unstable things are as we're getting into game 2. And that means we can have our intros. Let's go. It's going to be beautiful. As we are loading into game number 2. I'm just setting up the in-game name. There we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Oh! There we go. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Rogue. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran. It is GuMiho. And again, GuMiho is leading the series 1-0. Last game, it was just a really awkward kind of game state. As a reminder, Rogue, he did open Gasless on Abyssal Reef, and GuMiho, he punished him very well. GuMiho did blindly open up 2-Axe Reaper, was able to wreak havoc, and follow up, of course, with very strong stim timing. And Rogue was just stuck on purely Lings, no Banelings whatsoever, just pure Ling. He was non-stop going for counterattacks. As a result, he was out of position, and GuMiho was just able to catch him with his pants down. And with that, GuMiho takes a lead. And now we're settling into game number 2. Here we go. Now, it's going to be Hatch Gas Pool. Standard setup here by Rogue. This time he's not delaying his gases, but as we did mention, the reason why Rogue did open gases last game is very much so map dependent. We spoke about it, but on maps like Abyssal Reef, Neon Violet Square, and King's Cove, you can cut corners. On a map like Amygdala, less so. So standard opener means standard link speed timing. Likewise, GuMiho opens up with a Rax on the... Oh my god. Opens up with a Rax on the high ground, and GuMiho, he skips the Reaper, he skips the Marine, he goes Reactor first into CC. Crazy. Okay. Now, if Rogue had gone for an earlier pool timing and earlier aggression, then GuMiho would be in trouble just because GuMiho has nothing. More importantly, no SCV Scout. No SCV Scout, no Reaper Scout either. GuMiho is completely in the dark as to what's going on, and it is not unheard of for Rogue to open up with a Roach Rush or something more aggressive, so this is a risk for GuMiho, but it's a risk that he's getting away with. So again, 0 scouting out of GuMiho, and there's no punish. He's not going to be punished for it. Can settle in, going Reactor Marine production, back at home, just going to be building up and securing himself. So I do favor GuMiho in the early game here. The Marines are revealed. Rogue is aware. It's going to be on Rogue to catch back up. Now again, because of the early Reactor, it means early Marine production. It does mean that if GuMiho were to go for something like a 2-1-1, or in general, he will have a little bit more opportunity early on to be more active and more aggressive with a heavier bio army. We'll see what that leads into. Oh, speaking of aggression, yep, there it is, 1-1-1. That is a delayed 3rd CC. Starport before 3rd CC, so hyper aggression here out of GuMiho. Earlier Hellion production into earlier Banshee production as well. As here comes the tech lab for the add-on swap. And GuMiho moves out. He moves out early on. Now this can lead into, again, like a Hellbat related push, like something more committed with an armory, with Hellbats, with the Banshee as well. Ling does slip in. Rogue, he knows. He just saw the timing of the starport. He's aware. But again, knowing is half the battle. Marines, they have arrived. And there are enough Lings to shut this down. Nice stutter stepping. GuMiho trading as efficiently as possible. Hellions, they arrive to support just in time, but the Marines, they do get cleaned up. The Hellions, they were just a couple of seconds too late. This was a little bit mistimed here by GuMiho. Again, if the Hellions had arrived 5 seconds sooner, then suddenly we have more Marines and we can just keep pushing. GuMiho does start his 3rd CC here on the low ground. Hellions, they poke in. And Rogue is trying to keep up. He's trying. Lings, they get on top of the 3rd CC. Hellions out of position. And Rogue, can he force a cancel? Oh, it's going to be close. I think he can. A couple more seconds, and then we go to the cancellation on the 3rd. Massive pickup. GuMiho, he's going to be stuck on 2 bases that much longer. is contained. There we go, third CC on the high ground. And GuMiho, he has to get some damage done here. Going for the Raven. That I was not expecting. Okay. Is going to be a Raven follow-up, not another Banshee. Meanwhile, Rogue throwing down his own Roach Warren. Getting into Roach production in the mid-game. Very safe way to play. His third base getting up and running. And from the side of GuMiho, it's mech. No surprises here. I mean, GuMiho is one to embrace mech more often. I mean, I say more often than not, more often than other players out there, I should say. So 2 more factories, going to be a triple factory setup. He's going to mech it up. GuMiho is being active, throwing up all those Zoomers. Just containing his opponents, or at least attempting to. Rogue, he does spot additional Hellion production, does spot the lack of bio. Rogue, he hasn't confirmed it's mech, but, I mean, he's seen enough. Yeah, he sees 2 more Hellions. Has to be mech at this point. Macfield accelerators on the way. Welcome to a more old school battle mech composition. I mean, now with the old Cyclone. We're back. It's happening. And I'm hoping that we don't see a repeat of a couple of weeks ago. For those that are curious, we casted a Rogue versus Hon Mono on Neon Violet Square, and Hon Mono, he went pure Cyclone. He was maxed out on, it was crazy. It was like maxed out on Cyclone, just nothing but Cyclone, and he just completely tore Rogue apart. Can Hon Mono do the same? Auto starts being thrown down. Queen's getting caught out. Ooh, brutal pickoffs. 2 queens do full. Hellbat's morph in as well. He wants the queens. He wants them. He's gonna get them. Another queen falls and another. That's gonna be 4. That's gonna be 5 dead queens. He waddles into the mineral line. Oof, brutal shots going up. Chasing down those workers. And drones are getting roasted. At the same time, Ling Ramai across the map does get into the mineral lines. Not bad. SVs are going down. Not much of them to defend. Yeah, there is going to be a give and take here. And Rogue is going for a counterattack. And back at home, what is the main army looking like? Barely anything. I mean, GuMiho, he threw away like, what, 10 Hellions? And now the Cyclones are exposed. The Cyclones are vulnerable. Rogue, he commits. Is pushing in. Nidus run behind this. He wants the Cyclones. Just because he wants Cyclones doesn't mean he's going to get them, though. That's... The Cyclones, they can kite for days. Roaches, they get into the middle line. GuMiho holds 4 Cyclones. That's all he needs. Shuts down every single Roach. Jesus, how much was that? That was... that was 14 Roaches? That's crazy. Oh my god. That was a big loss here for Rogue. Yeah, that was 14 Roaches. Jesus. So her 14 Roaches go down. GuMiho, he defends well. Rogue going for the Nidus. He is committed. To have Swarmhost coming out. Swarmhost have potential. GuMiho, he's still being active though. He still just moves out. Catching out the Roaches. Locust Wave into the natural. Roaches are caught out. And they will bring down the CC. Oh, big mistake here from GuMiho. Did not lift. Didn't lift the base. Natural goes down. GuMiho is that much more committed. He's going to be committed here. Does find the Ice Worms. We'll bring them down. But he's down to 2 bases. Again, he barely has an economy. Does have the better main army. But again, ideally with these Swarm Hosts, we avoid the main fight. Rogue, he's hoping there's a gold. There is none. Locust Wave towards the 3rd. Can they make it here in time? They will. We'll make it to the third base. Roach is getting caught out. This time, GuMiho does lift. 7 SCV kills. But GuMiho knocks down an expansion. Rogue on 4 bases. Rogue building up more roaches. GuMiho here wants those swarm hosts. Won't quite get them. But we'll find the Nidus Worm. Does find the Nidus. Now Rogue is maxed out. Now Rogue, he does have an inefficient army, but GuMiho, upon losing these bases, I mean, he's in a rough position. He's behind. Storm is coming in once again. Roach Ravager kiting here, or trying to get on top of the Cyclones. Nice kiting out of GuMiho. Does react well. Takes down the Roaches, getting on top of the Ravagers. And collapsing on the army. And GuMiho, he will clean this up. Once again, a very efficient fight here out of the Terran. Takes down the Roach Ravager army. Rogue, he was maxed. He was literally maxed out. And he plummets in supply. GuMiho once again denies the 5th. Under the Ravagers. Ravagers are getting caught out. Massive pickups. Locons are brutal. They come in for a dive. Oof. But the Lings, they get roasted. Again, GuMiho, he does trade well. Picking up the Roaches, the Queens, the everything. And Rogue doesn't really have an army. GG gets called. There's nothing left at home to defend. And GuMiho, he takes the series at 2-0. GG. GG, well played. GuMiho will claim the series. Will advance on into the next round. Again, Rogue, he was achieving quite a lot with those swarm hosts. It was impressive to see him take down a base, get some SCV kills. It was some good damage, but as we saw, the Cyclones, they were so cost efficient, taking down wave after wave of roaches. Even though Rogue was maxing out, even though he was up 30, 40, 50 army supply, again, like, it's just so difficult to lock down or get on top of that army, especially without Ling reinforcements. Typically, you do want Lings to lock down the army itself to get a surround, and then the Roach Ravager can engage, or Infestors and Fungal Growths, one or the other, and there was really neither. We saw some Lings at some point, but for the most part, it was mainly Roach Ravager fighting and engaging with Cyclones, and we saw how difficult it was for Rogue to actually pick off anything with that kind of army. GG. GG, well played. With that, GuMiho will claim the series, and that is going to lead us into the next matchup. Here we go. So it is going to be Raynor versus GuMiho in a ZvT. Let us go. Is going to be our next series. After that, afterwards, of course, we're going to have the losers match, which is going to be Rogue versus Oliveira. As we are going to be going on a short break. The players, of course, need some time to get their videos going, and the production team need time. They need time to get their the cameras underway. So we'll see you guys soon in a couple of minutes with our next series with Raynor versus GuMiho. See you soon.